Hi, good evening. My name is Tammy. I believe that words mean things. Words mean things. Words have definitions for a reason. They're not just for fun. Let's look at the definition of a word together, shall we? Oh, look what I have here aggressive. Aggressive. What do we think the word aggressive means? Let's find out together, shall we? Well, first we find out it's an adjective, okay? Very important to know. The first definition we have is ready or likely to attack or confront. We have not seen Emin be remotely close to attacking or confronting Ikechi about anything. Because if that was the case, we would have seen that book by now, Letters to My Wife. We know the prices by now. The Black Friday sale is over. Let's keep going. Characterized by or resulting from aggression. We haven't seen Emin be aggressive about anything, right? I mean, she is aggressively big spooning you, but that's about it. Nothing too major. Let's go down to the definition in the white font there. Pursuing one's aims and interests forcefully, sometimes unduly so. Oh my God. OMG. Whoa, we haven't seen Emin do this at all. We haven't seen Emin force anything on anyone. We haven't seen Emin pursue or force her interest, her goals on Ikechi. I mean, aside from being the big spoon once or twice, we haven't seen that. Let's look at the definition even further below. We needed more growth to pursue our aggressive acquisition strategy. Oh my God. What an interesting statement. Ikechi, you are a writer, an author. You claim to be at least. Remember that book, Letters to My Wife, $9.99 on Amazon for the paperback, okay? $12.99 for the hard copy. $5.99 for the Kindle. You want to talk about some words? Let's have some words. Let's go. What's up, everybody? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. We are here to talk Married at First Sight, Season 18, Episode 8, Chef's Kiss and Rude Diss. If you're brand new to the channel or a returning viewer that has not yet hit that subscribe button, stop what you're doing. Hit the subscribe button for me. Let's see how many subs we can get before the end of the year. I'm like 600 away from 31,000. So y'all do me a solid if you haven't already subscribe before the end of the year. That is a very free Christmas present that you can give me. Leave your comments down below. There's a lot to talk about this episode. And then y'all already know we want to get to 1,000 likes per video. So if you don't do anything else, thumbs up the video. Let me know that you like it. All right, let's talk. Juan and Carla, okay? So he passive aggressively is cleaning up, saying, I'm gonna clean up after Carla. Carla's mess in the kitchen. Either you're gonna do it or not. I do not like passive aggressiveness. Either you're going to clean up or you're not. Apparently, she was going to clean the kitchen and he was going to clean the bathroom. So they are planning their housewarming party. It's housewarming party episode. He wants to do a toga party and she is saging the apartment. Y'all in the sage on these reality shows this week. Oh my God. Like what bad spirits, what bad juju is in y'all apartments? Like for real, for real. Oh my God. So we then pan over to Emin and Ikechi. So they're gonna do tacos and tequila for their housewarming. Okay, let me say something real quick. I feel like I feel like all the black people, all the black couples do tacos and tequila. We got to think of a new something, okay? We got to think of a new something. If you are watching me and you plan on signing up for this show and you are one of us, do not do tacos and tequila because I'm gonna roast you, okay? So they ordered the tacos, which I was like, y'all could have cooked them. So Emin is like, she ordered the tacos. It's not a taco place that she's familiar with, but she didn't know how to do fish tacos herself. And I'm like, girl, I was with Ikechi. Get you some fish and cook it. Get you a nice little slaw, dress the slaw up. Like it's not hard. It's not hard, Emin, but that's okay. So then it turns to Ikechi saying, well, I could have cooked it. I was with Emin. Did you say that? Did you want to cook it? So Ikechi kept saying, I mean, uh, I could have did it. I could have did it. You know, you didn't ask. I could have did it. I was with her. Did you say you wanted to do it? What I got from this scene here is Ikechi was threatened that Emin would order something as simple as tacos because to him, he would just make the tacos. He would make them. The fact that she ordered tacos out is just so whoa to him that he can't fathom it. So now they're having this back and forth with him being, she's like, okay, well, if you want to make the tacos, baby, you can make the tacos. I will make sure you have everything you need to make the tacos. So now we are strike two in the conversation because now Ikechi is taking it as, oh, you gonna buy the stuff for me? No, he already think that she big balling, right? So she was like, if you want to make the tacos, do you want to make them? So he's like, no, I'm saying that I could make the tacos, not that I want to. Ikechi, oh my God. So we then get over to David and Michelle. They're not black and white this week, people. They are not black and white this week, ladies and gentlemen. Growth, right? So David said it's been tough not seeing her, okay? So she was like, well, yeah, we don't talk during the week. Now, at the beginning of the episode, David leaves a handwritten note, very reminiscent of what my mom would do for me and my brother, or my dad would do for me and my brother, where they would leave us a note while they went to work on the back of like a phone bill or something, wash them dishes, take the chicken out. Like, that's what he left her, right? He said he wanted to try something a little different, spice it up a little bit by not just simply texting her. So he's letting her know, I left you a note, you didn't respond. She said, what did you want me to do? Write a note back? Yes. Yeah, we did. We wanted you to write a note back. See, I think the thing with Michelle, it's not necessarily what Michelle says, it's how Michelle says it. Michelle has just a nasty disposition about herself, and I think a lot of it is just a defense mechanism. So I'm gonna fall back from her a little bit because she ain't talking about that basement. So I don't have no beef with you, Michelle, until you bring up the basement again. Okay. So she was like, well, then Michelle was like, well, you ain't even come home last night. And I said, well, lucky. Where you been? Where you been, David? David said, well, look, I'm respecting your sleep. When I did come home that one night, I said good night. You ain't saying nothing back. It's communication. They need to do the tantric yoga exercise and they might be okay. Loosen up your chakras. You know what I'm saying? Do something. Do something. We go over to Alan and Madison. They are headed to the gym to work out because Alan is going to kill himself trying to work out for her. So they were on, like, is that the mountain climber? I'm an elliptical girl myself, but I think they were on the mountain climber, and the way that David was all but slumped, but he did his best, and that's the important part. He, after they're done with the workout, in between panting and gasping for breath, he tells Madison, look, I want us to start making an effort to do things together. We are in a cycle right now, a very mundane cycle where we just kind of were going through the motions. So Madison is like, we can do that. David said it doesn't have to even be anything super crazy. It can be something as simple as us just watching TV together before bed. She's with it, I'm with it, they with it, boom. You know, if Madison don't do nothing else, she is going to she is going to try. So then we pan over to Camille and Tom. Let me tell you this. I'm so sick of Camille. I don't know what to do. I am so absolutely sick of Camille. Oh my God. Oh my God, you would think that she's walking around with a fucking dashiki on Bubayan the way that she's going on about cultural differences. Oh, good. So they are off to David's brother's pool party. I did not realize that they were Tim and Tom. Why y'all didn't tell me they were Tim and Tom? I didn't realize that. I didn't realize it. So Tim and Tom. So Camille is hoping that that the electric slide breaks out, that the swag surf breaks out. She want to see, a very colorful, very spirited, lively game of spades or bid whist. She might want to see, a bowl of chitlins to the side. She want to see, the old man leather sandals. She want to hear some Al Green, or better yet, she want to hear Frankie Beverly and Maze at this pool party. Otherwise, it ain't gonna be black enough for Camille. And Camille is down with the niggas, and she want to do nigga shit. You hear how ignorant that sounds? That's how you sound, Camille. But here we go. So they're there, and Tom and his sister, Tom asked his sister in law, I think that was his brother's wife, to go and grab him and his brother a beer right in front of Camille and her sister. So they was kind of like, I guess we ain't drinking. He was like, I brought tequila for you, so I thought that you would enjoy the tequila. Well, go get them some shots then. I think you're off to a bad start. I think the party is off to a bad start, but we can still salvage it. Let's salvage it. So they're sitting around, everybody eating on their knees. Y'all know how parties are, backyard parties. So Tom is able to say what her favorite color, flower, and music is. I said she would like neo soul. I just feel like now everything that comes to Camille, it makes me feel like she is trying to portray a level of blackness that she might not be herself. Neo Soul sis. Okay. Okay. Knowing you back at the house playing Christina Aguilera in Pink, but whatever. So Camille is able to list the kinds of food that he likes. Awesome. Camille's sister said that Tom is different from what she typically dates. Why is that necessary? Why is that necessary to say? So she just said that Tom is the lightest she's ever dated. I said, ain't this about a bit? Camille, everything that you are saying about cultural differences and blackness, just, girl, y'all know what happens every time Camille walks on set and every time she's on scene, I hear sounds of blackness playing. I hear blackness playing. Sounds of blackness playing, I do. Soul Holiday. Come on, Camille. So it doesn't shock me that she's out looking for the blackest nigga in the room. It doesn't. She then says she likes a loud, showboaty type of guy. And in Chicago, too, I know exactly the type of dude that you're trying to date, Camille. Thank you for that. So then Tom's friend is like, well, you're more genuine than any of his exes have been. Tim is like, yeah, Camille, you haven't tried to make him something that he wasn't like his exes. You don't know that, Tim. You're not there. She don't want Tom. She want Deontay with the gold fronts and the gold chain and the Jabot jeans that still wears jerseys. That's what she wants. That's what she wants. She wants you to have a black and mild in your ear. She want to hear boo, 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 boo when you drive up. That's what Camille wants. She don't want the nice guy. No. She want the ignorant ass nigga that's smoking in Newport. But okay. So they then asked them if they're having sex yet. Why do y'all care? Because if you don't ask your regular friends if they are having sex with their boyfriend, don't ask these married people. That's their business and don't involve y'all. Camille's friend then asked Tom about their cultural differences. I said, Lord have mercy. Tom is like us, and he does not see what the difference is. So Tom's people asked Camille about the cultural differences, and she said that one of the bars that Tom has talked about frequenting is a bar that is known for having racial incidents. I said, okay, now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere. So you like to go where you are tolerated, not celebrated. Okay, okay. Does Tom have a? He doesn't have a lot of white friends. He brought a bunch of black friends. Okay, so apparently Tom does not see the issue with the bar. But see, to me, to me, as somebody that grew up in the city around a bunch of black people here in Milwaukee, one of the most segregated cities in the country. that now works in white America, in corporate, that went to a PWI college. I sometimes you go places that there aren't a lot of us. Now, what you choose to take from that experience is the difference. Now, I have been to some bars where I have seen some shit and I'm like, I'm not coming back here no more because of how y'all are treating us. Okay? Oh, I'm ashy. My bad, y'all. Because of how you are treating us. But time, it does not seem to be an issue. So now we're making some leeway because Camille was making it seem like he was a square and that's why she didn't like him when like you're giving square yourself. So we then get to Juan and Carla. So they're having their party, toga party, and they both think it's easier for them to communicate with each other since meeting with the experts. Carla said their goal is to be respectful. Juan said he says a lot of off the wall stuff and does. And he just needs her to say when she's angry because I can't guess. What I think that Juan does is Juan is a person who, instead of him trying to be aware and have a level of self-awareness and just concern and discernment for everybody around him, he rather you just tell him. Instead of him reading the room and being like, it's clear Carla doesn't like when I say that. He doesn't want to do that. He would rather just keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it until you say, damn, Juan, stop. I do not like that about Juan. That's a terrible quality to have. And then he uses the excuse of, well, I didn't know. You know, she ain't tell me. I didn't know. I didn't know. I don't like that. That's a cop out. That's a cop out. You too grown for that. So Carla's friend didn't want to sit down. That bothered me. I don't know why, but that bothered me. So Juan said he is still learning like what she likes and what she doesn't like. He said that his biggest piece that, they need to work on is the communication right now. They have very different ways of communicating. So her friend then asked Juan, like, do you compliment Carla? He was like, yeah, but like I don't give her too much. I don't put too much sauce on it. And apparently for Carla, being complimented is a big thing for her, which it is for some people. So Juan then said, well, she has to tell me. I didn't know. She didn't tell me. I didn't know. Nobody has to tell you to call your wife beautiful or compliment her hair or compliment her outfit. I mean, she don't be dressed like nothing, but nobody said that you have to be told to do that, Juan. That's common sense. Let's use our thinker, okay? Let's use it. So Juan then said that, look, I'm busy with all my jobs. I got this 9 to 5, this startup, this business. I go to the gym every day. Like, it's hard to get anything done. And sometimes I forget about Carla. I mean, damn, not forget about her, but sometimes I forget about her. I don't think Juan likes Carla. I don't think Juan likes Carla. I don't. We then get to David and Michelle. So David's friend brings a housewarming gift, gives it to him, and it's like, open this later. What's in there? Now I know y'all in Illinois where it is legal to, So is that what that is in that box that's wrapped up? Because why you can't open it on TV? Okay. So Michelle made a face. Of course, Michelle, don't piss me off. We doing real good today, my good sis. We doing real good. Let's stay there. Okay. So David is talking to her friends and said, look, he knows that marriage and this process is about compromising and adapting. He said that it's been rough, but he wants to know what he needs to do better. And like, basically, do I have a chance at this? So David feels that Michelle feels that he cannot live up to her lifestyle. And again, we saw that basic ass apartment you got, Michelle. So not too much on the lifestyle, sis. What are you doing that is so extravagant that you think that David can't handle it or afford it? Because it's not a matter of keeping up. Michelle thinks that David is broke. I feel like David needs to like pull out his checking account and show her what's in it because she thinks he's broke. Are you broke, David? What's tea? What's tea? So her friend is like, well, look, you have to figure out how you can enhance her life because that is the goal of this. She doesn't want somebody that she feels is like super beneath her. What are you bringing to her life of value? And that's a good point. That's a good point. I feel like David is like swimming upstream right now instead of trying to find a way to like throw her a paddle to help her out. And that's Michelle's biggest thing. So her sister is like, look, it's also based on like how we grew up. David grew up two-parent home, parents still married. His grandparents are still married. Michelle said that her parents got divorced and then her dad got remarried twice. Girl, your daddy is the problem. Your daddy is the problem. Nobody else. So, because of that, they just have different views on relationships and all of that type of stuff. And again, that makes sense, but that is something that can be rectified and sorted out through communication, through conversation. Meanwhile, David then said, look, I just want her to be happy so then I can be happy. So her sister suggests, why don't you go to like a restaurant or something close to where she lives so she feels more comfortable? Kind of gives her a sense of control because this is a place that I come, I can tell you about it. One of those type situations, great idea. Meanwhile, David's friend is handing it to Michelle on a silver platter, and I was all for it. He got Michelle together so very classy based and so pleasantly that I think that is why her attitude shifted the remainder of the episode. So David's friend is like, so what's going on between the two of y'all? Because David said he's trying. And Michelle is like, yeah, he's definitely trying more than me. I came from humble beginnings and I worked my ass up. And I'm like, girl, you would think you living in a castle on the hill. Come on, Michelle. Come on, Michelle. Introspection, sis. Look inward. You are the problem in all of your relationships. So his friend was like, look, why would you move out when you can stay at home and stack money to buy a house? He was like, David can move if he wants to. David can go get a studio apartment or a two-bedroom apartment. How much do you pay for rent? Michelle said $23.50. David's friend said, I pay $1,200 because I own, bitch. He didn't call her that, but I feel like he should have, but whatever. He's like, look, so like you're wasting money by renting. So David can go buy a house today, but he doesn't want to settle for a house. He wants to get the house that he really wants with his girl, and that's why he's doing that. So Michelle is like, that makes sense. David has been saying that to you though. David has said that to you. The experts have said that to you. You have heard this, Michelle. Is it that third time's the charm? But you've heard all of this. So he made Michelle look very stupid. And you can tell that she felt very stupid. And I love that for her. I love that for you, Michelle. God. Oh my God. Do not make me go back to the black and white with you. So we get to Tom and Camille. They back home. Once again, we're talking about cultural differences. Tom said, I assume that you dated light skinned guys because you're light skinned. Tom, please. Please. Okay. Camille. What am I supposed to say back to that? I don't know if I am mad or disappointed or just hurt that he would think something so stupidly. But then again, there are people that do that, so whatever. So Tom said he doesn't understand the core of her talking about the cultural differences. She said, look, it's not a red flag. Are you sure? Because you keep talking about it. But she said it's not a red flag. It's not a deal breaker. She asked Tom, has he ever dated a black girl? He said, yeah, my first girlfriend in college was black. I said, was she? Okay. What was that girlfriend that you cheated on? What was she? So Camille says she doesn't want it to come off like a negative at him, but that's how you're making it. That's how you're making it. Because we have all talked to somebody that has come from a different walk of life than us, right? I have friends that have been raised and went to school and work and hang out predominantly in white spaces as a black person. I have friends like that, but I don't question their blackness. And that's the issue. Camille is questioning and judging Tom's blackness. Whether she wants to admit it or not, that's what she's doing. We then get to the coup de grace of the night. Ikechi and Emin's party. Already, their energy is weird when the scene first starts. Okay. So Emmett's cousin that got Ikechi's ass at the wedding is back, and Ikechi is like feeling a way about it. He didn't like that this grown ass man was asking him questions. He wasn't rude to you. He asked you very basic, necessary questions. Okay. So they're talking, and Ikechi isn't excited, but Emmett feels safe in being able to say how she feels to him. Don't feel safe for too long, sis, because he about to like bring you down to size real quick. Ikechi feels that their conversations have all been very smooth. So Emmett's cousin is like 5 words to describe each other. I might have missed it. I thought Ikechi only gave 4 words. That was all I caught, but he said beautiful. He had to think about that. It wasn't automatic, but beautiful, passionate, ambitious, aggressive. He then goes on to explain that he is from the South and he's not used to a series of questions like this that feels like an interview. He then said that he's a very laid back person and she's not. So you just called her an aggressive, high strung ass person. Wow. Wow. So Emin was like, well, mine is easy. He's smart, laid back, calm, creative, and what's the opposite of aggressive? Nonchalant. So he takes offense to that, right? He's like, I don't like nonchalant. Emin's was that her friend or cousin was like, well, I don't like aggressive. I didn't ask you. They asking me. Whoa. What? Whoa. Because who you talking to like that? Ikechi, you being aggressive as fuck right now yourself. Ikechi, you know what words are. You're an author. Or so you say. Or so you say. You write letters to your wife. Not this wife, apparently. This ain't who the book is for, but you're writing letters to some fictitious wife. So you know what words mean because you're not dumb. You know the connotation that it puts on a black woman, a brown skinned black woman, to be called aggressive when we have not seen aggression from her. Yes, I understand we are not with them 24/7, but from what we have seen portrayed on this show, Wednesday nights, for the past, what, 7 or 8 episodes? 2 hours? I think I can feel very confident in saying Emmett is not aggressive. So her cousin is like, well, if she describes you as chill, she has no choice but to be aggressive. She has to lead. Somebody has to lead. So now he's like picking with Ikechi. So then Ikechi was like, look, if she knows more information about a topic than me, then she should lead. So is that aggression then? Because you about to talk yourself in a circle. So Emmett is in her confessional saying that she has never been considered aggressive. And with the way that she came into this marriage, she is shocked because she has been anything but. For him to come on TV, and call this brown skinned black woman aggressive, was careless, was disgusting, especially since she's not doing anything. My flabber was gasted. Oh my God. My flabber was gasted. Okay. So they are still learning each other's communication. They are acknowledging that. So Ikechi is talking to her people. Now, they always separate. And the cousin was like, what is the most exciting thing y'all have done? Ikechi was like, this. I said, this lame ass taco party? Okay. So the cousin was like, y'all got to do more than just be in the house. So Ikechi is like, well, we work all day and two people becoming one is such a challenge. The cousin was like, you sound like a bore. So Ikechi was like, I am boring. This nigga, you can't court somebody from home. So the cousin is on some look. You still have to court her. But we see this happen a lot on Married at First Sight, where these people come in, and a lot of times the guys feel that we're already married and they don't try to court their wives. Now, granted, they've only been back home for about a week, but still, we haven't seen y'all do anything outside the house, like dead ass. So, Ikechi keeps saying this is not a normal situation. We know that. We know that. Did you think it was? Because you signed up twice. You signed up 2 times to be on the show. So her cousin is like, well, can you see yourself falling in love with her? And Ikechi is like, this feels like an interview. I mean, maybe I see love. Ikechi don't like Emmett. He does not like Emmett. Or Ikechi is really on here to sell that book, Letters to My Wife. $9.99 for the paperback, $12.99 for the hard copy, $5.99 for the Kindle. Letters to My Wife. Get it on Amazon. Get it on Amazon. So he keeps saying this is not a normal situation. Her image people are like, we know, but you signed up for it. Ikechi don't like her people because they got in his ass. He also told them, I'm not here to appease you. Emmy, be careful with him. Be careful. Be careful with him. Madison wakes Alan up with, excuse me, Madison wakes Alan up with some pancakes and then, oh God, I'm gonna stop coughing one day. Madison wakes Alan up with pancakes in bed and tells him, you got to get out. I have a spa day that I'm planning with the girls here. You can come back around 4. And Alan was like, for real? Yes. So he leaves, but Madison is really planning him like a pre-birthday surprise party, which I thought was very sweet. Madison and Michelle are the same person, to be real, but the biggest difference is that Madison is at least trying, okay? Once again, we get Tom and Camille with her sister. At this point, sis, you need to just be a cast member. Why are you so much in this episode? They're once again talking about the cultural difference. I'm going to wrap this up very, very quickly. The gist of this is Camille's sister was like, look, y'all need to decide how y'all want to show up in the world. Do you want to be a couple or do you want to be a black couple? She then highlights that how for black women, we have to be very cautious about what we do, what we say, how we navigate. This, I feel like, will go over, I feel like, a lot smoother if Camille was not a lighter skinned woman. I just kind of feel like Camille has the same lighter skin privilege and the carefreeness that Tom has. I don't know, maybe I'm missing something, but basically Tom was like he didn't really think about the fact that there is a difference for him because he can't just show up as a guy. Black women, we are always black women first. We don't get the luxury of just showing up as just a woman the way that black men can show up as just a man at some points. So basically, Camille's sister is saying that even though do they not have the same something? Because Camille's sister kept saying my brother, but basically she's like, look, we have all been to predominantly white spaces, but Camille takes something different from it than Tom does. Tom fully understands, I don't want to hear about Sounds of Blackness again. I don't, y'all. This is crazy. This is crazy at this point. 2 yellow niggas fighting over who's black enough is silly. It's silly. So then Madison and Alan, they have his little party. Their housewarming party is his like birthday party. 2 points for Madison, 2 of them. Alan is telling her friends that like he sees the reasons that they were now put together, but he's just worried about lifestyle. He's more of a laid back chill. It's Netflix, let's cuddle. And she like wants to go out and like do a lot of stuff. So little worried about that. Madison tells his friends that Alan isn't giving her a lot of feedback, so that is something that she is still very worried about. David and Michelle. David is cooking. I said, look at here. He wants to show her that, look, 1, I can cook. I can do stuff for you. And 2, it's like a thank you because she did all the planning and she made a nice charcuterie board. She made a nice charcuterie board for their housewarming party. They didn't have no theme. It was just party. So David mentions that he worked out with Madison and his legs were sore. I was with Michelle. When? When did that happen? So David was like, oh, just the other day, she told me about my legs, whatever, whatever. So that was it. Michelle looks bothered. Michelle did not like that. She played it off, but you can tell she's bothered. So they start talking about what their friend said, and David is like, well, I know that you have a list that involves like finances. And Michelle was like, you had a list, remember? Blonde hair, blue eyes. And David was, she was like, my list wasn't all financial. No, you wanted a light skinned black nigga too. So if you're gonna call out the fact that he wanted blonde hair, blue eyes, call out the fact that you wanted a light skinned black man. Don't do that, Michelle. Don't do that. We have been okay so far this episode. Don't do that. Don't do that. So he gives her a compliment on her outfit. I said, I guess. But he gives her a compliment. She said that she puts a lot of effort into her outfits. I said, oh. She was like, I can help you out. No more tank tops, no more jeans, shorts. I said, I know that's right, sis. A man that got them arms out as much as he do with them tank tops, you know he musty. You know he's musty. In jean shorts, yikes. Yikes, hated it. So they're having good banter. They sit down. She said the chicken was good. The potatoes were good. It looked good. They're smiling. They're happy. They're eating. Progress, y'all. Growth. I love it. He then tells her, well, like, I could go do sushi again. And she was like, for real? So there might be like a sushi place that is in her area by her apartment. She can take him to her little sushi duck off. Awesome for them. And said, look at she was so then David teases, and you can even dress me. I said, look at y'all laughing. I said, Cruella cracks a smile. Okay. We get to Juan and Carla. Carla wants to talk about affection. She asked Juan what makes him feel the most love. He said actions, doing things around the house. They pan to some footage of him cleaning up the kitchen. He was like, like my mom does stuff for my dad. What I got out of this is Juan wants Carla to clean up more around that house. He don't want her to be a housewife, but he kind of feels like she should be doing more around the house. So Carla was like, you want me to clean up for you? And he was like, that's not what I'm saying. So Carla is like, no, what do you like in a partner? Like, what makes you happy? Not your parents, not past relationships, not like us. What makes you happy? What makes you feel good? And he said that he is satisfied with what he's getting so far, but he feels love mostly through actions. So he said he's not big on cuddles and kisses and touching. Carla is. So I think Juan is. I think Juan just don't like her. I think he just doesn't like Carla. And he like hints at that a little later anyways. So they're going to play flag football. And Madison shows up without Alan because Alan apparently got drunk last night and is an angry, hungover person in the morning. So, okay. So they're playing flag football, everybody old, and we seeing people pull shit and they flopping all over the place because we too old to be out there running. Okay, unless you are an athlete that does this, y'all are too old for that. But they were having a good time. Emmett and Ikechi came late. Why? Punctuality is important to me. I think it should be important to everyone. Okay, so the guys and the girls separate per usual. So the guys are talking. David said that they had a really good dinner, him and Michelle, and he had a genuine smile on his face for the first time in a while. Juan does not feel the organic chemistry that Carla wants to feel. He can't put his finger on it. He doesn't know what it is, but he knows that he's not showing the type of affection that she wants, and it's because he's not feeling it. Ikechi said that he's not used to the in your face thing all the time. I'm from the South. I said, stop it. Stop it, Ikechi. Stop it. Because what you're not going to do is try to make everybody else feel as if Emmett is aggressive. She's not doing anything to you. It's your whack ass. So he then said that this process is scary because it is expedited. Ikechi, okay. The ladies are talking, and Michelle said that the sit down with the experts, she just kind of shut down because it felt very heavy on her because they came down on her. That's why. That's typically what happens whenever the experts come in and they go a little harder on one person than the other. That person does start to feel like attacked, and they shut down a little bit. Carla said that her and Juan feel platonic. She said it feels like she's kissing her cousin, and that's not good. Emmett said that Emmett tells the ladies that Ikechi called her aggressive. You can tell that it bothers her, but she's like the hand holding aggressive, asking what he wants in a marriage aggressive, asking things about like what he's looking for in a wife is apparently aggressive. And I was with Camille, well, that's too bad, baby. We married now. We're married. You are in the process. And then Madison is annoyed that Alan isn't there. Apparently, Alan was going shot after shot, and that turned her off. So that was that was the episode. Not too bad. Not too. It was okay. It's okay. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Again, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.